So, let's go ahead and talk about the ignorance and honestly downright stupidity of these March for Our Lives people, the Cameron Kaskis, the David Hoggs, the Emma Gonzalez's. Um, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska right now, going to college. We had a branch of the March for Our Lives march happen yesterday. I went down there to see what it was all about, and it ended up pretty much being me, the anti-protest guy, the counter-protester against all their anti-gun crap, pro-gun, them being anti-gun, me versus like 3,000 people. 3,000 people that of which your average ages were high school kids. You had basically three groups of people. High school kids that, I don't know, probably summed up at least 50% of the people there. You had your few families, maybe 10% that were, in their late 30s, early 40s, that had brought along their little kids. How freaking stupid are you? And then you had like these late 60s, early 70s people that summed up the rest. What do these people even understand what they're talking about? Because I'm pretty sure they don't. Sorry. On top of that, do you have any idea how many smokers I saw in this crowd? Smokers. I'm pretty sure, last time I looked at the numbers, now I could be misquoting, tell me if I am, please. I'm pretty sure the number of people that die from tobacco usage every year is somewhere in like the 400,000s. I'm pretty sure that the people that die from secondhand smoke every year is in like the 40,000s. Gun violence total is like 33,000. But let's break that number real quick. 22,000 roughly of that is suicides. So if we take that out, you have roughly 11,000 deaths due to guns, which includes police shootings, self-defense shootings, gang violence. Okay, can we admit that even at that number, at 11,000 or whatever, you're talking about a drop in the bucket compared to other things that kill people that we aren't voicing an opinion on, and the people that are the people that were voicing that gun violence kills too many people are standing on the sidewalk smoking a cigarette in a group of 3,000 people, and there were multiple of them there. Do you understand how hypocritical you're being? Do you understand how ignorant you're being? On top of that, your background checks, your assault rifle ban, any of that. Do you understand how arbitrary those things are? Do you understand that half the laws, if not more, that you're asking for are already laws? They're already on the books, but they're not being enforced the way they should? That's the problem? And let's get down to the base problem here. Murder is illegal. Walking into a school and killing people in general, is illegal. It's against the law. So what makes you people think that another law is going to fix this? They're breaking multiple laws, not just one. And I'm pretty sure murder in general is like top of the list of illegal activity. What makes you think that another law is going to stop a criminal? Where where is the disconnect in your brain? I mean, I can visualize people saying things like, well, that guy just walked into our school and killed a bunch of people. That's against the law. Well, we should make more laws to make sure that doesn't happen. Where's the disconnect in your brain that tells you, hey, I just said something really stupid? I mean, I understand the brain is not always, caught up with the mouth, but the words formulate in the brain and come out of the mouth. So they may be said ahead of the brain, but I'm pretty sure the brain catches up and tells you, hey, that was really stupid. Are you just not going to admit that you're spouting stupid stuff? Is it easier for you to just yell and scream at people and not admit that you're the one being stupid? Okay, for instance, let's use an actual situation that's going on right now. David Hogg and Cameron Kasky and Emma Gonzalez and a bunch of other kids at the Florida school that were just shot up. The school is implementing a plan of having clear backpacks. I assume so that a security officer or whatever that's, supervising people as they come into a building or a teacher in a class or whatever could see what is in a child's backpack. So if they did bring a gun or whatever, it would be very visible. David Hogg and Cameron Kasky and all these other people, they are angry. They are now saying the school is invading their privacy by making them have clear backpacks and stopping their First Amendment right, their freedom of speech, by not letting them, have whatever backpack that they want to have and have whatever image on it or whatever. Do you understand that you were just doing the same thing to a bunch of legal gun owners? You were telling them, hey, because this one guy did this, we need to take all of your stuff. We're going to infringe upon your rights. We're going to take your right away, and we're going to take all your stuff. But now that you're having a similar thing done to you, now you're angry? Do you understand how hypocritical you're being? Do you understand this? Or are you still too stupid to see what's going on? Feel free to respond. I mean, I understand you can't right at the moment, but feel free to message me or whatever. I've messaged Cameron Kasky, or at least what was portrayed to me as Cameron Kasky. He tried to email me the other day. Tried to email me to ask for my support on his movement. Okay, Cameron, if this was actually you, if you took the time to look at anything to do with me, my YouTube channel, my Facebook, anything, because obviously you had my name, wouldn't have been hard. You would have known that in no way do I support your movement. In no way. But you sent me an email to try to get my support. Screw you. I've taken the time to try to find out stuff about you. Can't find out a damn thing. Other than when you get on CNN or whatever else fake news there is, you like to spout off and say shit just like your buddy David Hogg and not know a damn thing of what you're talking about. And then claim that you want to change what's going on and you want to talk to our officials and get them to change their minds. But when the White House does you a favor and calls you, you hang up on them? Again, you don't have to prove to me how stupid you are. I already know. Let's get back to this Lincoln thing. Okay. I got attacked. Physically attacked at a rally that is preaching against violence. I got physically attacked. Yeah, stupid, right? On top of that, when I tried to talk to people, just ask them simple questions or whatever, and try to get it on camera or whatever, they tried to smack my phone out of my hands. More physical attacks. When I was finally able to get one couple to talk to me, which I did them in the favor of not putting them on camera because they asked, they did not try to hit my phone out of my hands. They did not attack me in any way, shape, or form. They asked me not to videotape our conversation. So I did not. They were both carrying signs. I think the one said something about an A+ rating from the NRA is a fail anywhere else. And the other one was carrying something about um, guns kill kids, something like that. And I specifically asked them this question that has been my major question in all of this, based on an article that Wall Street Journal did. Wall Street Journal reported right after the Florida shooting. They did an article about school shootings in the U.S. since 1990. They printed out how many people had died. It is a specific number that includes the Columbine shooting, the Virginia Tech shooting, Sandy Hook, Florida, all of them. And I'm going to include the statistic from the recent Maryland shooting now that Jalen has passed away, unfortunately. Since 1990, 161 people have died in specifically school shootings. When I asked them the question if they knew how many people had specifically died in school shootings since 1990, their guesses were in the thousands. The one said, just said, "Oh, I think it's a lot," and I said, "It's 161." That averages out to 5 or 6 a year. They picked up their signs and they left the rally. They left. These are the two logical people, two out of a crowd of like 3,000 that I was actually able to talk to that realized, wow, we're kind of being ridiculous. And we didn't know anything about that. We're being incredibly ignorant when we have all the tools at our disposal to look up these statistics, to look up everything. But instead of doing that, we came to this rally and tried to say this. And then when we're told the facts, for once, I found people that actually listened. But we're talking two out of like 3,000. Everybody else just attacked me. Even the police that I talked to. And when I asked them that same question, again, their response was, well, it's got to be a lot. When I gave them the number of 161, their jaws hit the pavement. They didn't know how to respond. These are police officers that should know the law, should know things, should know some of the statistics. They don't. I mean, one of them was a state trooper. Didn't have a clue. This is the ignorance and the hypocrisy and everything that we are dealing with as gun owners. As okay, another one that drives me insane. Another one that personally drives me insane. It physically hurts me to even. When you tell me that your blood is on my hands because I'm a gun owner, no, your friend's blood, these people's blood that was killed by these people, it is on the hands of the criminal who perpetrated this crime. It's not on my hands because I tell you what, as a gun owner, if I would have been there, I would have been the first person to put myself in front of his gun to try to save you. I would have been the first person to use my gun if I was able to, because a lot of these gun-free zones and whatever, one that I'm sitting in right now because I'm at college, disables me from having my gun. I don't care. I would have still jumped in front of that barrel and used myself and done what I could to try to stop him from hurting you. But because I'm a gun owner, you say that your blood is on my hands. And I would still, even after you tell me that, I would still get between you and the shooter and try to save you. That's the kind of person I am. Because I'm a gun owner, because I was raised with guns, because I was raised in a wholesome family, because I was raised in a solid home. I've been out shooting my guns with my dad since I was like 5 years old. With my dad and his buddies. And what that taught me was to take care of other people. Not stand by while they're getting hurt. I can't talk anymore right now. I'm getting too emotional for this. But please, please realize how ignorant and hypocritical and everything this is. And that we are people just like you. And when something like this happens, it possibly, for guys like me and other people, it actually hits us harder and hits closer to home than maybe even you. Because we feel that our passion and a tool that we like to use, we have fun with, we take out and compete with our friends, spend time with our friends, have camaraderie, have all kinds of experiences with our friends with this inanimate object that has now been used by an evil person. And you tell us we're all like that evil person. That's a terrible thing to say to people. Please realize that.